Yasu Malaka. If a tree falls in the woods, and if they use that wood to make hockey sticks, and if those hockey sticks are given to the Toronto Maple Leafs, is it a waste of wood? Welcome to the Malaka podcast. 1967, part 10.
Elan looks back down to Cowan. Crunch there by Gudas. Right, passing the end zone. Nylander.
That's a trip knee on knee for Gudas.
Matthews is down. Austin Matthews down and hit by Gudas. Once again, trouble finding Radko Gudas. Radko Gudas is out of the game. A 5-minute major and a game misconduct for kneeing Austin Matthews.
The replay didn't do him any favors. He's barreling in towards Austin Matthews. We talk about trying to play defense moving forward. Yeah, Radko Gudas does it a lot, but he leads with his knee, and he goes right knee on knee with Matthews as he goes around him. And you don't love to see that little flex of the knee as he makes contact. And Austin Matthews stayed down. Here's the best look at it. His left leg, maybe the only good news, it was kind of in the air. But he was in some serious distress on the ice, going off the ice, and even down in the tunnel. He wasn't putting any weight on his left leg. So, watching the replays, I think Anaheim bench understood that was going to be a 5. And for Leafs now, chance to get back in the game. A 5-minute major.
After video review, the call on the ice is confirmed. Anaheim number 7, 5-minute major, game misconduct for kneeing.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a piece of Gouda ruining any chance that the Toronto Maple Leafs have of making the playoffs this year. It's not like we're in last place anyway, right? Oh, we are. 28 wins, 27 losses. So we're above 500 on March 14th, 2026, and yet we're still in last place. Wow, the Panthers are ahead of us. We're no strangers to them. It's not like they've fucked us over the last few years. Ottawa Senators, yep, one of our mortal enemies. Yep, they're somehow better than us. The Bruins, yeah, that's, need I say more? The Red Wings, Original Six, yep, better than us. The Canadians, yep, no animosity there with the Leafs, of course. They're ahead of us. The Lightning, right. I believe they're called the Lightning because they always, put a thunderbolt right up the Leafs' asses every time they face them. Yeah, that's, again, the Lightning have never fucked us over, of course. And number 1 is the Sabres. I'm going to repeat that again. The Buffalo Sabres are the number 1 team with 86 points in the Atlantic Division. They were shit like a few years ago, right? And then all of a sudden they're in first, or... Okay, so they're basically the Detroit Pistons of the NHL. Okay, that's fair. Okay, you know what? Eventually you get a lot of draft picks. Eventually you do good. Right? It's like the Leafs. We're doing bad this year, right? So we're going to have number 1 pick. Oh, right. No picks. Right. Okay. Huh. Well, that's a hell of an intro. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm from a little place called Toronto, Ontario, Canada, to be more specific, I'm from a little borough called East York. It is part of the 6th. It's the one borough Drake never talks about for some reason. I'm not hating, I'm just saying. But yeah, I'm still a Leaf fan, but I'm a realistic Leaf fan. I've said this many times. There's 3 types of Leaf fans. There's a realistic Leaf fan, which is me. There's Leaf fans that I mean, you could literally beat them in the head with a hammer. They're still going to tell you the Leafs are the best for some reason. And then there's the bandwagon Leaf fans, that eventually jump on the Senators, Bruins, or the Sabres dick. If you want to be a super dick, you become a Canadiens fan. But deep down, you still root for the Leafs, but you just can't admit it. And in many ways, I don't blame you, because it is just an absolute embarrassment that the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm just going to say that they still have a team. It is absolutely embarrassing. Like, it really is. I mean, we were in first last year, weren't we? Or second? It doesn't matter. We all know what happens Game 7. But, what happened? I mean, did Mitch Marner really make that much of a difference? Really? I mean, we basically ran that guy out of town. And, let's be honest. I mean, Mitch Marner, he... I don't know. I barely consider him like a hockey player. I guess he's a hockey player for this generation, not being tough. And, I don't know. He said he was getting threats from people on his family, and he had to get the fuck out of there. And I'm sure if he does bad in Vegas, people, have never gotten shot there and, gotten away with it. Ask Tupac's family. The point is, I do believe the Leafs are this bad. I really do. But there's a part of me, I guess, that I still can't believe it. I mean, like, how could you be an organization worth $2 billion, okay? $2 billion, and still suck? I mean, if, let's say the Toronto Maple Leafs were in New York, let's say the equivalent of the Yankees, I mean, they would all be run out of town by now. I mean, they would have no choice to stay there, and, they would just, who cares? And Steinbrenner, this is how old I am. I'm just thinking of, if he was still in charge of the Yankees there. Sorry, I'm a Seinfeld fan, so to me, Steinbrenner will always be associated with the Yankees. If you like him, hate him, I don't know, who knows. Do New Yorkers hate him as much as A-Rod? Probably not. But the point is, he would fix this organization and make him good. They just don't care. It is, it's, someone said that the Toronto Maple Leafs are Canada's biggest ongoing comedy. And in many ways, I think they're the biggest joke in sports, not just in the NHL, just in general. The days of Wendell Clark, Doug Gilmour, Matt Sundin, those are long gone, and I don't think they're ever going to come back. I really don't. I think this is just an organization that every year is just basically a tax write-off, and I just don't think they care. But why should they care? I mean, where's the motivation? I mean, the fans come in every single year, pack the house. Like, even if they somehow make the playoffs, which, obviously won't happen this year, they still come. They spend thousands of dollars, and, they still support the team. And I don't know why. I don't understand. And, and not only that, even as I'm looking at this game, like I shot of this game, like right before, Matthews, I don't know. I don't know. He's looking like Eric Lindros in the 90s. I mean, you got to put your head up, buddy. But it's still packed. They don't care. I mean, it's still, people still love hockey in Canada. They always will, obviously, but I don't know. I don't understand. So, What I like to talk about more about this podcast is this actual incident that happened to Austin. For some reason, he's our fucking captain, Matthews. Which, by the way, I like to point out, and if every Leaf, and this is where I call myself a realistic Leaf fan. If Phoenix still had a team, he would not be here. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. I don't like. He would not be here. Okay. Is he a good player? Of course he is. Okay, he's a good goal scorer. In a season of hockey, not the playoffs. Not the playoffs. Not the playoffs. Just Salagadum, La Magica Boom, poof, he's gone. That's it. It's no. That's not going to happen. I don't know. Maybe they stopped paying him after the regular season. Technically, who knows? But yeah, he's He's not going to get any goals. But I'm just looking at this clip again, and I know a lot of people are pissed off at this that the team did not come to his aid afterwards. I mean, the only person I saw afterwards just carrying him off the ice there was Mr. Carlo. Every time I hear that name, I always think of The Godfather. Hello, Carlo. And we all know what happened in that car, but I know they didn't give a shit, and obviously it was a dirty hit. We all know that. I mean, he flew through the air there, Gouda there, and it was you never hit knee-on-knee contact, man. I mean, it's a dirty play. We all know that, But it sort of is surprising that they didn't help him, but not really. I mean, so what does that say right now? I mean, does that say that not even the team is united together? I mean, do they not like each other? Do they not like specifically Matthews? Do they don't like him being captain? Tavares doesn't like it. I mean, Tavares is a nice guy. Don't get me wrong, but I said it a while ago that him or Matthews becoming the captain, what a fucking mistake. I mean, taking it off a player that is still on the Leafs, Tavares, a guy who, when he was a kid, slept in Toronto Maple Leaf sheets, is just a slap in the face. And they said after, he didn't mind it. I'm like, well, what fucking choice did he have? I mean, what are you going to do? You ask him for the C. He says no. Then there's that tension. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there's just no fucking leaders on this team anymore. I mean, Doug Gilmour would not stand for this. That's all I'm going to say. Clarkey, would not stand for this. Sundin, forget it. He would bust some heads. Those days are done. Those days are long gone. They are done. So even looking at this play right now, first of all, let me just point this out, okay? So right in the beginning, before the knee-on-knee contact, okay, on the boards, it shows a Maple Leaf emblem, and it says Nylander. It shows him max skating speed. And it says 23.48 miles per hour. So clearly that doesn't match his eyesight, because they interviewed him after the game and they said, I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing. I'm looking at this and I paused it right when he got hit. Nylander is literally in line with him getting hit. He's right there. He's maybe, 20, 25 feet away. He's literally looking right at him. I paused it right there. He's on the boards. Okay. We all see it. He's looking right at him. What the fuck are you talking about? Right there. He's swinging his stick. He's about to, fucking land on the ice fucking Domi hit him. And where's your excuse? Where is it? You know what I mean? So clearly there's got to be some kind of hatred here, And what's funny is right after I just unpaused it and Nylander, he puts his arm up. What the fuck? But you didn't see it. You look at him. What the fuck? I didn't see it. That's what we're going with. Really? And on top of that, like, how could you miss the guy hitting him? You know, I swear, like, I thought they were playing Carolina. Like, these Anaheim jerseys are horrible. Like, they look disgusting. I don't know what it looks like. It looks like they're like Team Canada wannabes or something. Like, it's a horrible jersey. I don't know. But anyways, I don't know. Is Disney out of money already? But the point is, you know, I'm looking at Nylander here. He's got 2 8s in the back of his jersey here. I see nothing but 4 zeros. I'm just trying to make sense of this whole situation. I really am. So he's on the ice right now. You know, no one is coming to his aid. Nobody. Okay? Gouda doesn't give a fuck. He's just there. He's like, oh, I hit him. Okay, you know. And he's a captain too. Look at that. I didn't even know that. Did not even know that. So of course he got the 5-minute conduct there, game suspension. I think he got another 8 games. They said he got. Yeah. So, you know, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the moment that the Leaf season is officially over, right there. And it's almost like the perfect analogy, if you think about it. I mean, you got, you know, the captain, Matthews. He's kneeing on the ice. He's got his ass up, you know, just, I don't know, ready to take it like he's at a fucking whorehouse. I mean, it's just, this is like literally, like, this image right here is the perfect analogy. Literally, like look at it. Like, I mean, if you pause it, like it doesn't get any more clear than this. I'm sorry to say this, but, you know, I'm not. But it's just, you know, is it too late to get Connor McDavid here, or no? Is it? I like, he signed, but can we still, you know, because he went to the finals twice, right? And then, you know, he freaked out in the locker room at one point, and you know. Yeah, because I could really see Matthews doing that, you know, after Game 7, right? You know, actually giving a shit. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, there's Craig Berube there. Okay. By the way, I think I've said this before. Does anybody find it convenient that Berube, he becomes the coach this year, and then Wayne Simmons retires? Does anyone find? I mean, remember what Berube said in the 90s there about a certain player? Okay. The point is, yeah, great coach. Like, why the fuck did we we fired the last guy there? Was it Sheldon? Whatever. What was his name? You know. And then he did that video where he looked like he was literally walking on water. He's about to enter heaven, because that's basically what you feel like after you're done playing for the Leafs. I mean, it's literally just like, it's such a sigh of relief. I mean, you're like, thank God, I'm fucking free. You know. It's like that scene in the original Mortal Kombat movie where, like, all the souls are coming out of Shang Tsung, and like Liu Kang sees his brother and he's like, oh, now I'm free. And, like, that's what it reminded me of. That's a hell of a reference. But the point is, I probably just showed my age, but, you know, I'll be 44 soon. I'm sure that'll make me more mature. But it's just, listen, I could be 88. They're not going to win a cup. But again, it's just, it really is disgraceful. And like, this is the first real kind of clip I've watched the Leafs. Like, I haven't watched a full game in probably 2.5 years. And I'm not including the playoffs, because, you know, the playoffs make it more exciting, and, you know, I got some bets going. But this is just absolutely disgraceful. Like, it really is. I just, again, I understand, but I don't understand.
We're trying to figure out what's going on. Everyone's in the same boat, and no one has an answer.
Yeah, that's a good old Sid there. If you're a Toronto fan, you of course you know him. Let me just say this: I don't understand why him and the woman there got fired from Breakfast Television. I know it's been a while, but still, I don't understand. I don't like the way City TV treated them, but that's a story for another time. But the point is, yeah, a lot of people just don't understand what the fuck is going on here. I mean, like, again, I think the Leafs at this point are just, you know, a good old 3-hour comedy, you know, every time they play, and it's just a fucking tax write-off. Like, that's all it is. I mean, I don't know. Craig Berube is the coach, really? Like, this is the best guy that we can come up with, really. So because the guys fuck up in Game 7, surprise, surprise, the coach has to pay for it. I know the coach always has to pay for it, in the end, but, really? I don't, like, was it really his fault? So, like, if they scored that goal in the overtime, like, he'd be fine, I guess, because they go to the next round, and I don't know. Again, yeah, someone's got to take the blame. It's always the coach. It's just, yeah, but, it's not like they're, the Leafs are not paying for it now, right? Maybe it's gotten to a point where every player has finally realized that we finally officially suck. Not that we haven't sucked for years. Let's be honest, like, we've sucked for a very long time. Wow, we made it past the second round in once in 20 years. Yeah, whoopee fucking do. But now everybody is just doing their own fucking thing. And I think, this was done on purpose to not help Matthews. I think they're like, you know what, fuck it. We want to show the world that we don't care. We're all gonna do our own thing, and that's it. I interviewed a few players after, and like, it reminded me of like when you watch like Goodfellas or Godfather or just a gangster movie, and like something happens, and they're like, oh, did you know this happened or blah 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 blah? I didn't see nothing. What happened? What I didn't see. I wasn't there. What? I didn't see nothing. I'm like, really? Like, right? Like, you can pause it right when he looks at him. Like, but again, ladies and gentlemen, like, this is why I love the Leafs so much. I think we love the Leafs so much because we need something to shit on. Now, if you're from Toronto, especially the last, like, few years, like, during COVID, years after, this city, and again, I love Toronto. Let's get that fucking clear, okay? I'm not saying it's the best city in the world, but there's a lot of cities that don't compare to Toronto. They just don't. It's not even close. But this city, in many ways, is going to shit. It really is. And, I'm not saying that's why the Leafs suck, but I'm sure it doesn't help. It doesn't help with morale. You know what I mean? This is why we watch sports. And the Toronto Maple Leafs, I've always said the Toronto Maple Leafs to Toronto is what the Yankees are to New York. There's a history there. There's, I like to think like a pureness there. You know what I mean? Like, just something there. It's just that old school feeling that you got, and I'm still mentioning older players from, like, the 80s and 90s, and, because let's be honest, if you're a Leaf fan, that's pretty much all you have, like, the last, like, 30 years or so. It's sad that it's gotten this bad, but at the same time, you love to hate them. You really do. It's entertainment because they suck, But is this what we want to be remembered for? Like the Leafs, I'm not saying the Leafs are going to, fold the team anytime soon. It's not really a Vancouver Grizzlies situation, but, But in a way, it's sad because, like, we're just feeding into it. It's almost like you go into a casino and you just give all your money away. You're like, oh, well. At least with a casino, you have a chance of winning. The Leafs, you have no chance of winning. None. Like in life, there's things can go back and forth. And no, like, the Leafs will always fuck you. Always. There's no chance. There's no chance. I played a pro line, what was it, like a week ago? And they were going to play Philly. Philly always fucks us. I know this. There's no chance of them winning. I won. That's one reason to be a Leaf fan, because like how bad they suck, and you're like, okay, they're probably going to lose here and da-da-da, and then, at least you win a few bucks. But, I mean, like, you really want to, and yeah, I bet against the Leafs. Fuck you, okay? Anybody out there that says, oh, you can't be a Leaf fan if you bet against the Leafs, bullshit. That's the whole point of being a fucking Leaf fan, because you know when they're going to fucking suck, okay? I made a new rule a little while back, and if it fucked me over last year, but it's a whole thing, but I'm sticking to it this time. Fuck this. Every Game 7, and from now on, it's every Game 7 with any Toronto franchise. It could be the Raptors, the Jays. I mean, gee, I think we all lost money on that one, but, it was rigged. We won in Game 6. We all know that story. The point is, any Toronto franchise that's in a playoff situation and they're in Game 7, I don't give a fuck if they're playing pylons. I'm betting the opposing team. And you can shit on me for doing that or whatever, my 3 fans out there. Which, by the way, if you want to subscribe, it's at the Malaka Podcast 416 on TikTok, at the Malaka Podcast 416-647. And if you're a fan of Chuck Norris, like we all are, is Chuck Norris a Leaf fan? If he's not, don't worry about it. I don't blame him. He's got to be a Texas Ranger fan for sure, right? Go on YouTube, the Chuck Norris channel. But yeah, every Game 7 situation from now on, I'm going to bet the opposing team. I don't care. Like, what do I have to lose? Here's the way I see it, okay? If the Leafs somehow win, or any Toronto franchise wins, okay? Which will be no short of a miracle at this point, okay? Because we all know baseball is fixed. In the NBA, they constantly shit on the Raptors. Nobody mentions the Raptors. I still think they still have a good chance of being a sleeper team this year, But, the Leafs, Americans don't care about hockey. We all know that. So that's why no one cares about this. And, that's why years ago, remember when the LA Kings won the Stanley Cup there, and they went by that area, and there were literally like 3 or 4 people in a neighborhood. Like, it looked like they got lost and they ended up in the suburbs or something. But yeah, I'm betting the opposing team in Game 7. I don't give a shit what you think of me. Go fuck yourself, and that's that. But worst case scenario, if they win, then they won. Cool. Okay, it cost me some money. But if they lose, which we all know they will, I'll get something out of it. And that's the main thing, ladies and gentlemen, is we're not getting anything out of this team. We're not getting anything out of this team but high blood pressure and just constant disappointment. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. My goal with this podcast was to watch a little bit of tonight's game with the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Buffalo Sabres, which once again are in first place. I still can't believe that. I don't believe it. I really don't believe it. I was going to watch just a little bit of the game just to see like what is going on, because now we know that Matthews apparently is gone for the season. So, and by the way, like this whole, a Mitch Marner, Matthews era, like it's got to end. Okay, we got rid of Marner. They both begin with M. Who cares? And but Matthews has got to go. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just not working. I'm sure he's going to go to another team. He's going to be way more happy. If he gets hurt, he's actually going to have people that actually give a shit about him. But this has got to end. And I'll say this. In the early 90s, I think I've said this story before, but I'll say it again because only 3 people listen to this podcast. I was in the car with my dad, and we were about to hit the intersection of Woodbine and Danforth. Now, if you know the area in East York, Danforth is a very popular area. I mean, it used to be more popular back in the day. It's not as Greek as it used to be. This is more the east end of the Danforth, but they say they're going to bring back Taste of Danforth this year. I'll believe it when I see it. But the point is, we're listening to the radio, and for those of you who are listening that are 20 years and younger, I'll explain to you later on what a radio is. But we heard that the Leafs did a trade 5 for 5 players. And we looked at ourselves like, did you just hear that? Yeah, yeah. Like, we thought we were both hearing things. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we got Doug Gilmour. And more players, of course. And those are some pretty good years, 92, 93, 94. I mean, not bad. I mean, we all know what happened in that playoffs with Gretzky. And, it's, again, I don't want to bring up old shit again, okay? But the point is, that's what this team needs. We need a huge shakeup. It's time to clean house. I don't think it's even just Matthews anymore. It's just a lot of players. I mean, I still like some players. I still like Riley. I think there's nothing wrong with her goaltending. I think her goaltending is fine. I wouldn't touch that. I've always said that when the Leafs go far in the playoffs, I mean, obviously players too, but I think a goaltending always has a big thing to do with it. Because I remember growing up, seeing guys like, Fuhr and Joseph and Potvin and, just, I don't know, like we always had really good goaltending. I think it's a huge part of the playoffs. So I wouldn't touch the goaltending. I think we're fine there, but it's time for a very big change in the Leafs. And it's been like this probably, especially for the last, I'd say, few years. So I don't know. Right now, I'm actually still debating if I should watch this game or, I don't know, should I keep this streak going here? I'm not going to watch the whole game. I just wanted to watch a little bit and see what happens, but fuck it. I'm a glutton for punishment. And by the way, I mean, the hit on Matthews there, I mean, fuck. I mean, of course, it happened to happen in Toronto, Now they're playing in Buffalo tonight, which is, just a few hours away. It gives an excuse for, Canadians to, see a game for way cheaper, I'm assuming. I don't know, maybe they raised the prices a bit because they're doing better, but I doubt it's fucking hundreds of dollars just to sit in the fucking parking lot of the Air Canada Center. And, of course, do some shopping, American dollar, a little bit more than us, but, we can still save a couple bucks. All right, so we got Joseph Woll in net. What was it? I heard in the beginning of the season he was dealing with something. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a personal thing. Who knows? But, yeah, like I said, I think he's a very good goalie. I mean, I would have liked to have seen him more in the playoffs last year, but, teach his own, I guess. And they said that Buffalo, they lost their last game, but before that, they won 8 in a row. So, boy, I like the Leafs odds already. And, of course, I made an error on this podcast. God knows how many times that's happened. But it's not 8 games. The cheese guy from the Ducks got. It's a 5-game suspension, which apparently is the most you can get for that kind of hit. So let me repeat that again. So 5-game suspension for, clearly a forced contact. I guess he tripped and fell. Yeah, he gets to come back, no problem, and we're screwed. And literally, as I say this, ladies and gentlemen, the Buffalo scored. There's the proof, ladies and gentlemen, right there. What is that? 2 minutes and 1 second in. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to say, I don't want to be one of these people, I told you so. Oh, it went right through the person. No, 1, 2 Leaf players. Yep. Okay. Perfect. I predicted Buffalo was going to win 4-2. I don't know why. That just popped in my head. It could be 5-2, knowing the Leafs, maybe an empty ender there. But, I'm listen, there's still, I don't know, about 5 hours left in this day. I don't want to waste it like this, so fuck it. I think I'm done. But the point is, the Leafs still suck, and I think we're going to suck for a very long time unless a huge change comes, So, go Leafs, go. No. You know what? That's who Craig Berube reminds me of. He reminds me of Biff from Back to the Future. Doesn't he? I mean, you just want to like he gives almost like the same faces and yeah, yeah. And Biff was racist too, wasn't he? Remember in the first one when oh no, it was Biff's buddies that that said what you know what they said. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another very depressing episode of 1967, part 10.
Amon in the chat, starting to think Berube's gym injury was done on purpose. Listen, I don't care how old Craig Berube is, still got to be a brave soul to step up on him, so to speak. Is that what the kids say? Step up? Front? Step two? I don't know what the kids say in terms of fights. He's got Raz or Riz? You don't know either. Like you're young. What am I asking you for?